Yeah, yeah, you know what it is. Shield TV, let's make it loud. D-Roy and David, we're here to rock the crowd. Get the scoop, get the hype, we turn it up. WKE News, we bring the heat. Fill your cup from the ring to the screen. Don't blink, don't sleep. We got Roman and Seth, the kings that you keep. Agenda's flying high with the titles on the line. It's Shield TV, we're making sure you shine. Get your updates straight, no time for delay. This is the place where the legends play. Get all your WWE news here. Shield TV, make it crystal clear. D-Roy and David, bringing that fire. Roman and Seth,
He's here! He's here! He's here! Roman Reigns is here!
taking it higher.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
What is going on? Welcome to Shield TV. I'm your host, Darren. Welcome. For all the wrestling fans, it's going to be really interesting going into Crown Jewel. AJ Styles gets to fight CM Punk. On top of that, we're going to see Cody versus Seth, which I think is going to be a good match. And we're gonna end up seeing Stephanie Bakir and Tiffany Stratton. Those are going to be some great matches. Becky Lynch and Julia. I think that would be a good matchup. Also, Sami Zayn versus Dominic Mysterio. I think that should happen. I mean, you should have Intercontinental Champion versus United States Champion, mid-card versus mid-card. Keep the ball going. White Six versus the fucking Judgment Day. That too. Also really excited for the NXT TNA story that they're doing right now with the invasion. Also kind of irritated that they were originally going to call this invasion. So they're going to go back in time to where, like, when ECW, WCW, they pretty much came in and invaded WWE. So now, years gone by, decades or so, they bring the story back, and now all of a sudden there's a bunch of backlash. Apparently, the country Israel didn't like it being called invasion, so they ended up getting rid of the name. So they're gonna call it something else. Appreciate that, talking sports. But yeah, I think this Crown Jewel is gonna be good. Also think that this whole deal with the Vision and the Usos with Roman Reigns it's going really well. I think what's going to happen is you're going to end up seeing somebody's going to get involved with this thing with the Vision. I don't know who it is. Could be Brock Lesnar. I mean, at one point, Paul Heyman was out there advocating, being an advocate, wasn't being an oracle. So I think there's a possibility that, we could have a war game set up, you know, as I was saying, like earlier in the year, I was talking about a war games possibility, but the landscape has changed. Um, Getting to where we're at now, from what I said earlier, a lot of pieces aren't going to be involved, which I thought for a while like Solo and his guys would be involved, but they got their own stuff going on. So I think there could be a possibility of we may see John Cena on Roman's side, with the possibility of Brock on Seth Rollins' side. But I'm looking forward to the continued the Brownies versus the Usos. Now that the Tribal Chief is back, I think that opens up the playbook for Seth Rollins and all these possibilities. And I don't know what that leaves for CM Punk. As weird as it sounds, with all this going on, LA Knight wants a piece of the pie. So does CM Punk. I mean, a lot of people want their hands on the Vision, on you know even Cody Rhodes right now. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. I mean, we're living in the golden age of wrestling for WWE. Um, it's amazing what has gone on since Triple H took over. Flipping it from when Vince was running things to smooth transition into Triple H, like it's insane. Really is. I'm just grateful that we're able to see WWE for what it's meant to be. I mean, it's meant to be. Oh, I appreciate it, Ken. Even if I'm a Vikings fan, I'm happy that I got a Bears fan as a fan. Love you too, buddy. But what I was saying is, the landscape has changed. I'm just grateful that under Triple H, we're seeing WWE venture into partnering with TNA, acquisition of AAA, the biggest wrestling promotion in Mexico and Latin America, and a lot of people are going over and to what's that thing called? They're going over to Pro Wrestling Noah in Japan, and Bloodsport. People are going over to Europe under Vince McMahon. A lot of things that Triple H is doing wouldn't be flying. A lot of these wrestlers that had a name change to like something more proper, I don't think that would fly either. I think that they would have like some like goofy nickname or something like that, some bullshit. But just seeing Brock Lesnar back, my question is this just for John Cena, or is this going to be going forward? Given all these, like with the case with the allegations and stuff with Vince McMahon, his name being brought up in the case, where does this leave Brock Lesnar with WWE? Is this like a temporary thing, or I don't know. Which is weird as it sounds. Also kind of happy because I played WWE 2K25, and one of the things in the game now is you gotta beat the beast. So I'm kind of looking forward to doing that. Kind of looking forward to seeing Brock Lesnar back in a video game. Also on another pro wrestling news, former WWE superstar Braun Strowman. He is supposed to be playing in the new Friday the 13th as Jason Voorhees, which I think that's awesome. I think that's huge, big. Been a fan of Braun Strowman since his days in the Wyatt family. I was a little disappointed when he got fired and let go. This was after during the COVID pandemic. And then he gets brought back, and they don't do anything except have him help Jacob get over, which I appreciate him for helping Jacob Fatu get over, but at the same time, I just think Jacob Fatu was already over with the fans as soon as he debuted. I mean, talk about a hell of a debut. You debut in WWE, and you put the undisputed champion through the table as he's laid out on the announcer table. I mean, talk about starting your WWE run with a bang. Also a little disappointed that Andrade got released. Big fan of Andrade. Still am. So I'm happy for him. Happy to see him get put in a situation to succeed in AEW. I wish him well in AEW. Now that he's gone, I'm just wondering, like, where does this leave Rey Fenix? Do we finally, as fans, get to see on Raw them possibly pair up the Lucha Brothers? Do we get to see Lucha Brothers pair up in WWE? If I'm WWE and I'm Triple H, I'm definitely doing that, because right now, tag team division on SmackDown is looking damn good for what it is compared to what it was. I think we saw the pinnacle of that when we had that TLC match at SummerSlam. What SmackDown could do in the men's tag team division. Now, the only question mark here is, where does this leave Raw in the men's tag team division? I mean, got the New Day, you got the Judgment Day. I mean, you can say they're champions, but you rarely ever see them defend their championships. I honestly think this Judgment Day thing is getting dragged out. I think it's only a matter of time. We'll see what goes on with this group, especially now that Dominic is double champion, which there's a big possibility that he could lose the Intercontinental Championship to Rusev, which I would not mind that at all. I love Rusev. but also at the same time, where does this allegiance with him and Finn, like how far is this gonna stretch out? I mean, yeah, they're a group and everything, but you can definitely tell like the deception and you know the jealousy. Like you can see all that, and seeing those two like side by side is like gives off weird like emotions. Like you know, Dominic's asking for help in one hand, but also he's receiving help from El Grande Americano and the Los Americanos. So I mean, at one point, Finn Balor does have a point. Where is your allegiance ally yourself? Like, are you Judgment Day or are you with the wannabe luchadors? And I have not heard much on Chad Gable, so are they dropping this whole thing with Chad Gable being El Grande Americano, or are they going to go forward with Ludwig Kaiser as El Grande Americano? I mean, this whole like you need two more Americanos. I don't know, man. I'm not feeling it. Especially given the talent that Pete Dunne has. Like, I just think this whole Americano and the Los Americanos. I think it's dumb. I think it's stupid. First off, all three of those guys in the mask are not American. They're European. And it's just, to me, it's just really weird. Just weird. And they're not doing anything with the Creed brothers, which I'm really disappointed about. Those guys are tremendously talented. I honestly don't know why they still show Alpha Academy on TV. I mean, they've been an afterthought for a while now, and somehow, some way, you still see Maxine. Every now and then, you still see Tozawa. You don't see much of Otis anymore, but you do see Natalie with Maxine, and which is weird because now, Becky Lynch is getting involved with them, which I don't see why you're gonna get involved and make a beef with somebody that sitting back and catering. I mean, me personally, if I was champion, I'd want to go after somebody that has the mid card talent or somebody that has main roster talent. Getting a story with somebody that can give you great matches and stuff. Also, at the same time, I don't see what you're really getting out of trying to go after somebody that's sitting backstage majority of the time, rarely getting any spotlight, rarely getting any TV time. So I appreciate that. Also, the cryptic message that Triple H sent while he was on air in front of Shawn Michaels, and then we saw the William Regal come out. I'm thinking there's a possibility that Triple H is letting Shawn Michaels know, like, hey, when I was running NXT, NXT was like the pinnacle. It was at its pinnacle. Um, NXT with black and gold, the eagle wings. That was, to me, that was like the pinnacle of WWE. I loved watching, tuning in. William Regal as the general manager, I loved it, dude. So him telling Shawn Michaels, like, maybe I need to come back. Like, what happens if I come back? And then he's just like, oh, then we might have a problem. I mean, dude. I mean, to me anyway, NXT is not where it was. Aside from, I like what they're doing, bringing in TNA, like doing like the cross branding with TNA. If NXT was where it was at, like under Triple H, and they still did that cross branding with TNA, I think it would be like a match made in heaven. Like, I think it would be perfect. Because to be honest, I wasn't feeling it when it left black and gold with the eagle, and then went over to NXT 2.0. I didn't like that. Then when it got rebranded, I was like, okay, and I mean, I was kind of disappointed that they took the belt off Obafemi, but also at the same time, really happy for Ricky Saints. I like what they're doing with Trick Williams. I think it's only a matter of time before we see Obafemi called up to the main roster. Only question is what brand does he go to, and I don't want to see him get up to the main roster and then them not do anything with them. That's my only concern. Other than that, I think that they need to go back to having William Regal as a GM. I really think he could turn around NXT. Even having Triple H, start doing like stories and creative with NXT, and really just start having it pop again. I really think that's what it's missing. It's missing a spark. So I mean, at one point when Triple H was running things in NXT, for a while there, I thought they were making a case for NXT being a third brand. Like, that's literally what I thought they were doing. And everything pretty much backfired once COVID hit. And that pretty much stopped everything. And we, lost audience, and also hurt the wrestlers having to wrestle with no fans. That really hurt a lot of wrestlers. One wrestler in particular being Drew McIntyre. I still think that he, carries that on his conscience still. I mean, you did what you're supposed to do. You took down the guy, being the Beast, Brock Lesnar. And you put the company on your back through the pandemic. I mean, him, Seth Rollins, man, Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt. I mean, it was it was tough during the pandemic. It really was, and it's sad knowing that Drew McIntyre was able to accomplish a feat, but at the expense of not having any fans there to reap the rewards and the feelings that he had after accomplishing something that he's dreamt of since he was a kid. So, I mean, sad. Also, at the same time, I think they need to push him, give him that push again, because I really think that he could be a great champion for how long he had it when we didn't have any fans. Um, I think he could have a long title run, but at the same time, when he does win a championship, it's cut short due to interference or whatever the case may be. I mean, at WrestleMania, for instance, I hate bringing it up. It was a sad moment for me because I was like really happy for him. Was when he finally won the World Heavyweight Championship from Seth Rollins, and instead of leaving the ring or just celebrating in the ring, he decides that he's gonna poke fun at CM Punk, which in turn has Damian Priest cash in and take the belt off of him. Which, yeah, don't get me wrong. Set up for a great feud between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. It was really great for Damian Priest, which I'm really loving Damian Priest. I'm really loving that Aleister Black is back, which I'm kind of hoping Aleister Black, kind of hoping that he creates a group like he had in AEW, something like House of Black. I think that would be really cool. But anyway, so yeah, it set up a great feud with him and CM Punk. And then, it set up Damian Priest for success, for him being World Heavyweight Champion, which he deserved it, don't get me wrong. But I think after Crown Jewel, I think we see Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes again. I really do. And given on the timeline of Kevin Owens, we can see Kevin Owens back in the fold, which I would not mind that. I love Kevin Owens, and I think he's a phenomenal wrestler. So I mean, there's all these possibilities for Cody Rhodes, and one that kind of still lingers is his mentor Randy Orton. Every time I see Randy in the ring with Cody, and Randy's holding that belt, staring at the championship, one can only think, is Randy coming for Cody? I mean, is that a possibility? I think it's a definite possibility. I mean, Randy Orton's a 14-time champion. So the realm of possibility for him winning championship again, I mean, should be anything. I mean, the man's gave blood, sweat, and tears, just like John Cena. Not taking anything away from John Cena, but the man's gave blood, sweat, and tears for WWE, and I think it's only right that he should be rewarded with helping get people over. So I think that's another possibility that we could see Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton at some point. Also, I think I think there could be really big possibility. And I know for me anyway, this would be a pipe dream. But I would love to see Aleister Black versus Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Championship. I'd love to see Aleister Black as champion. That's one guy that to me is underrated. Needs a belt. It's him. Or we get the possibility of seeing Shinsuke Nakamura come back. And I mean, him coming back and being Shinsuke Nakamura, not, being a afterthought. Because I did not like them not using or utilizing Shinsuke Nakamura. As talented as he is, that man should be thriving in WWE. And he should be gunning for championships. And it's only fair, like, we could have Shinsuke Nakamura versus Seth Rollins. I think that'd be a phenomenal match. We could see Shinsuke versus Dominic Mysterio. Shinsuke versus Rusev. If Rusev wins that Intercontinental Championship, John Cena takes the belt from Dominic Mysterio. Shinsuke and John Cena. Also possibility like Shinsuke, Sami Zayn. I mean, come on. If I'm a promotion, that's one guy I'm not going to drop the ball on. I'm not going to drop the ball on a guy like Shinsuke Nakamura. The guy's phenomenal. It's pretty much, as a pro wrestler outside of WWE. I mean, he's done it all in Japan. And now that he's, at the pinnacle of where you're at, being a wrestler, like at the top of the food chain, like being in WWE, it's like the top of the food chain. Once you get to that point and you get to that pinnacle standard, the ball shouldn't, drop and then nosedive down. But also at the same time, I think that also comes with a lot of the rosters being overcrowded, which is why I think they desperately need for as big as WWE's growing, they need a third brand. This whole two brand system is not going to work. Rosters are getting overcrowded. You're seeing people coming and going, getting released, coming back. They don't have nothing for them. Now, having a third brand, that opens the door for possibilities. Some of these guys that don't have anything going on, because in the third brand, you can have your championships. So, I think that's what they need to do with TNA, honestly. Either that or, since WWE purchased the rights, a lot of people forget WWE purchased the rights of Lucha Underground. So is there a possibility that we could see a revival of that? if they're not willing to make NXT the third brand. Where does this leave AAA? But I mean, I don't know. You know, I just think where WWE is right now, WWE could use a third brand. You know, you wouldn't have to worry about the ball getting dropped on talented people. I think you have a third brand, you instill a third brand. I think you're going to see a lot more happy people in the workplace. That's just me. It's up for the realm of possibilities, but I mean, you go back and look from the time where WWE implemented SmackDown onto the scene, how that grew. Raw was just overcrowded with talent. Bring in SmackDown, people start flourishing in SmackDown. Now that years have gone by, they tried the revival with ECW, but it just wasn't the same, which they should have never did. They should have just kept ECW as ECW. So after it went away, it should just, went away, not get brought back and be watered down. That's my opinion on ECW. So to me, that wasn't a third brand. So that's out of the question. So as WWE went on through the years, more and more people coming in, and both brands are just overcrowded. Now it's 2025. Got all these great superstars, male and female, and you're like, man, I get some people coming from other promotions, some people coming back, some people coming up from NXT. Get to the main Raw, get on Raw and SmackDown, and things are going good for a while. And they're just like, man, I'm not on TV anymore. Why am I not on TV anymore? Oh, well, we don't have anything for you at the moment. Okay, well, I'm not trying to go back down to NXT. I thought NXT was a stepping stone. It's not a third. It's not elevated up there with Raw and SmackDown. So it's not a third brand. It's a stepping stone. Why do I want to step up and then go back down? I don't blame a lot of the superstars, and I don't blame them. Why do I want to get to the main roster, work my tail off to get there, and then there's a possibility that I might have to step back down? Makes no sense. Which is why either you have Triple H do his thing down there in NXT, turn NXT around, make it what it was, but also keep that, TNA stuff going. Make that a third brand. Or, I don't know. Create something. If you're not willing to make it a third brand, you have to figure something out. Because the way that WWE is just growing globally, and the way it's grown since SmackDown came about, especially both brands, like, rosters are just overcrowded. And especially with the women's tag team division, I mean, you got the women are going to Raw, SmackDown, and NXT to face people, which is cool. But at the same time, if you have those as tag team belts, then what's the point of having men's also having men's NXT championships? Because I think the belts should be separate. You know, if you're not willing to make it a third brand. Just weird. Also, I think one thing that would really be cool is if NXT and TNA, possibly parts of the main roster on WWE, from SmackDown and Raw, competed in a PLE with AAA, and we saw a six-sided ring. I mean, AEW already has what they do, Forbidden Door. Why doesn't WWE do like an annual PLE type thing? But I think you use a six-sided ring. That's the only time I think you should be using a six-sided ring. Is in a event like that stature. And in that event like that and that stature, we see Ultimate X. One thing that I've always enjoyed with NXT, I mean not with NXT but TNA, is that is my favorite thing. Was the Ultimate X. I want to see that come back, but given where they're at right now, working with WWE, I want to see the NXT talent be able to enjoy that. Also, people on WWE and the main rosters, some former TNA or current people on SmackDown and Raw, they should be able to enjoy that too. Also, with people in AAA, I really think that could help them thrive, help them grow. But I was also disappointed that they got rid of NXT UK. I really enjoyed NXT UK. Really enjoyed the United Kingdom Championship. For a while there, I thought that eventually, they were going to come out with a new European Championship, which I think that'd be sweet. Seeing the European champ, since they're going to Europe awfully a lot more than they used to. I think they need to bring back the European Championship. Also, we're seeing more and more hardcore matches. I think they need to bring back the Hardcore Championship. But also at the same time, a lot of people that don't like that there's so many championships nowadays, which I can see why. Which is why, me personally, that's why I bring up that they need a third brand. For as much as it's growing, you need a third show that's on the level of Raw and SmackDown. That way, rosters aren't overcrowded. And you don't have like a very, very, very big influx of people getting released or people getting told that there's no work for them. And there's not a whole lot of people having to go back to NXT, all that. So I think that's what needs to happen. Also, kind of really feel sorry for Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill had stitches done on her head. She got involved with the out of the ring incident with Nia Jax. Sad. See, shouldn't happen. Shouldn't happen to anybody. But I mean, also it comes with being a WWE superstar. I mean, these kind of things can happen. They shouldn't happen, especially if it's something like if the spot isn't planned and it's like a miscue or a mistake, then I think they need to do stuff to where superstars, that's one thing that they should be working on is maybe working more safer. That should be a lesson that they should follow through with. Working on wrestling safe to where you're safe and the person you're in the ring with is safe. That could go a long way too. So I'm wishing Jade Cargill the best. Also, also, I don't know if anybody's heard, probably have heard, should have heard. WWE is going to have WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia, which, yes, that's going to be huge. Also, at the same time, I feel bad for the women because they're going to have to wrestle in like 100-degree weather, or really it's going to be really hot, and to respect the values over there, they're going to have to be covered up, which I respect the values over there, but at the same time, I kind of feel for the superstars. But from what I'm hearing, it's supposed to be a really, really big WrestleMania. There's possibilities that you're going to see a lot of legends come back and return. Which, yeah, it's good and everything, but at the same time, you're taking spots away from current talent that should be showcased. So I mean, if there's anybody that I'd love to see return, that should return, The Rock. Obviously, he's still got it in the ring. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Obviously, he still got it. Oh, I don't know if he still does. He probably does. But we saw that with him and Kevin Owens. which is to me is insane. He hasn't wrestled in so long, and it was just like he never stopped wrestling after me watching that match with him and Kevin Owens, which was phenomenal, especially given some of the spots were out in the audience. Like, I thought that was going to be dangerous, but he got up, uh, not really, banged up too bad. He's obviously, still in great spirits. So I salute the Rattlesnake. So I hope to see the Rattlesnake in Saudi Arabia, and I hope to see The Rock. Those two guys for sure. But I'm hearing there's a possibility that you could see The Undertaker, see Shawn Michaels. There's a lot of people that are speculating that we could see Triple H and Shawn Michaels, but I don't see that happening given the situation where Triple H had the condition with his heart. So I don't see Triple H getting in the ring. Given that situation, I don't see Hunter getting in the ring. Now Shawn Michaels, I could see him getting in the ring. The Undertaker, that's a possibility. Could see him in the ring. There's a possibility of Michelle McCool. Obviously, Nikki Bella. Maybe, just maybe, we see a possibility of Edge returning, because I know his contract with AEW is supposed to be expiring. Maybe we see Edge come back. I don't know. Given the realms of possibilities, in the near future, we could see Christian come back. That's a possibility. We could see Paige come back. Possibility of that. I know the waters are still hot between Alberto Del Rio and WWE. So I mean, is there a possibility that we could see Alberto Del Rio back? Is there also a possibility that we could see Jon Moxley, Dean Ambrose come back? I mean, all these are great possibilities, but I don't know. Also, is Tony Khan and AEW eventually gonna start working together? Like, hey, one of my wrestlers wants to be on your PLE. Is there a possibility of that? I know they see each other as competition, but could there be a possibility of that in the near future? We don't know. So, especially if it's like a former WWE superstar, and say somebody's retiring, and there's like, hey man, he really wants to face this guy on his last run. Is there a possibility that we could make this work? But the ball is in WWE's court, AEW's court. We don't know. But really, really, really want WWE to really think long and hard about where you're at right now. We're months away from being 2026. So all these overcrowded rosters on SmackDown and Raw, I think this needs to get put to a stop. I want to see a third brand. Hoping to see a third brand, whether that be NXT, whether that be something new, or given the possibility to do something with NXT, AAA, or possibly Lucha Underground revival. I don't know. Maybe you do a revival of ECW. Maybe we do a revival of WCW. I don't know. But I would really, really, really like for there to be a third brand on the main roster. That way we don't have these overcrowded rosters, and that way we have stories for the people that are not getting stories. Because creatives telling them, we don't have nothing for you. We don't have to worry about, letting people go because we don't have anything for you. So I'm really hoping that happens. Hoping that I'm not wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But something needs to happen. I mean, there's no excuse why there shouldn't be a third brand. And with it being 2025, we're not in 1999 where there's only two brands and you don't have a lot of people. Compared to now, there's a lot of people. So just having two brands ain't going to cut it in the main roster, in my opinion. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to Shield TV. Be back here next Saturday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time on Huddle Sports Network. You can follow me on Facebook at Darren Ryan. Got Roku. You can find me on the Huddle Sports Network. Type in Huddle Sports Network and it'll pop up for all your sports news. So, y'all have a blessed weekend and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, yo, it's game time, ain't no messing around. Huddle Sports Network, the best in town. From NFL rumors to the latest trends, we got all your sports, just tune in, my friends. Catch us on Roku, Fire Stick, take your pick. Facebook, YouTube, where the action's slick. Daily shows that drop like a bomb. From 10 to 11, it's Ken and Ken, stay calm. Huddle up, catch the vibe, feel the rush. Get your news, get your fills in the clutch. Over 27 podcasts, we breaking it down. Join the team, Huddle Sports, wear the crown. Live every weekday, it's how we roll. Lions Talk with Jeremy B, we taking a stroll. From 11 to 12, don't miss a beat. We break down the game, make the info sweet. The Daily Huddle Podcast, noon to 1. CST Zone, we're just having fun. Toss your doubts, we bring the facts. Tune into the Huddle.